Welcome to this week's Hymn of the Week. This week we have ELW 733, Great is Thy Faithfulness. The text was composed by Thomas O. Chisholm. He wrote the text, and it was compiled or written in 1923. And it's amalgam of two Bible verses. So let me read the one to you, part of another verse, but from Lamentations chapter 3, verses 22 and 23. The steadfast love of the Lord never ceases. His mercies never come to an end. They are new every morning. Great is your faithfulness. And throughout the introduction of this hymn, I would like to bring that verse to life, reminding us that God's mercies are new every morning. So one of my traditions when I play this hymn is I always improvise the introduction. I usually use the alto line to guide me for that. And the other verse that connects with it is James 1:17. Every generous act of giving with every perfect gift is from above, coming down from the Father of lights, with whom there is no variation or shadow due to change. So that's how we come up with, great is thy faithfulness, O God my Father, there is no shadow of turning with thee. Now, Thomas O. Chisholm was a Methodist pastor, and he submitted his text to a friend of his, also Methodist pastor, William Runyon. In 1923, the hymn was constructed musically as well as textually. So obviously these verses had some impact for Chisholm. Runyon's gift in this tune is obviously the chromaticism. If I could give an example of a hymn that had beautifully tasteful, if that's the right word, musical, expressive chromaticism, this is the one that I would select, Great is Thy Faithfulness. It's done so well, and it makes the organ sound better because of this quality writing of William Runyon. So it's a lovely tune. He wrote it in Kansas. And another couple things about Chisholm was later in his life, he also became an insurance agent, which is interesting after the days of after he retired as a pastor. But also, he was well known, if we go back now to Runyon, his friend, the Methodist pastor, was well known with Hope Publishing Companies. You may have seen his name before, some of you musicians that listen. And also, you may have seen his name connected to the Moody Bible Institute near Chicago. He also received an honorary degree from Wheaton. So Runyon obviously has contributed quite a good deal to the music of the church. And Chisholm has constructed this hymn that spans denominations all across the world. Here's Great is Thy Faithfulness. This hymn is so popular, the copyright has been renewed in 1951 by Hope Publishing Company. So it's one that's still probably still under copyright. And there's no surprise to me about that. It is such a powerful statement that we can share as a church across denominations, reminding us of God's faithfulness. Thank you so much for listening to Hymn of the Week.